If you're watching this, you probably like our show, Fantastic Forum, which we do live Wednesday nights, 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. In it, we talk a lot of shit. We talk about comics, sometimes a little politics, sometimes a little sex, sometimes a little booze, sometimes a little drugs. You know, it's an adult type of show. But yeah, we talk comics mainly, and news and reviews and whatnot. And there's a lot of shit we can't get to. So this is a Fantastic Forum one-shot. This is something that I've been meaning to get to on the show, but because it is four of us, four different things we want to get to talk about together, sometimes stuff doesn't make the cut. And this is one of them. This is me talking to you about Conan, Battle for the Serpent's Crown. Now, I'm a big Conan fan. I've actually reviewed a couple Conan books on Fantastic Forum on the live stream. And, you know, a lot of them are the original Robert E. Howard stuff done by, who is it? Boom or Dynamite? One of them is doing now these upstart companies. Not that Boom or Dynamite are upstart companies, but I'm pretty sure it's neither of them. But one of them's doing it under the title The Sumerian. And, you know, some of the art is by the great Mirka Andolfo, which is an amazing artist that you should check out. Her books, Unnatural and Mercy, she's amazing. And yeah, so I've always been hesitant being a Conan fan, some of the Robert E. Howard stuff, but mainly my experience with Conan was the movies. Arnold, like who's not gonna like Arnold? You know what I mean? We have, you know, a series of movies with him, Arnold, that is as Conan. Then we had a cartoon series, 2 cartoon series, which also I was a fan of. So these little weird media depictions of Conan have been at the forefront of my mind. And then as I got older, I read some of the little serialized stories that Robert E. Howard did. And, you know, Marvel did a bunch in the 70s too, which I read, you know, from the Quarter Bin or whatever. And those were good too. Like, some of them were reproductions of Robert E. Howard's original stuff, and some were like more modern takes done a little bit different, or even crossovers with, you know, like Ghost Rider or some shit, you know. But it's just, it's one of those weird things where I didn't feel right about Marvel getting the rights back. I actually discussed that on our podcast. All the links to everything is on fantasticforum.live. Now, I don't know exactly what, where I talked about the news story where Marvel was getting Conan back into the fold. But I remember it was live at Jeffrey's Comics. So there's a couple of titles, there are a couple episodes entitled Live at Jeffrey's Comics. And it's one of those. I think there are about 5 of those. So I'll see. Look, right now I'm just rattling off the top of my head, but in post-production, I'm going to find them, and the link to that will be in the description below. But yeah, I was a little hesitant. Like, this new Disney Marvel might be a little weird with fucking Conan. Like, Conan's a fucking kind of misogynist, objectifies women, strong macho archetype. And how is Marvel gonna, well, Disney, gonna soften them up? You know, like, that was my weird thing. And, you know, I got this series, Battle for the Serpent's Crown. I guess I'll just jump right into the review of the first issue. So it's one of these stories, I think they've had Conan for about a couple years already, and this one is Conan set in the Marvel Universe. I know they did one where he teamed up with the Avengers up in 2099 too and shit like that. But this one, I saw the preview for issue 3, which was him fighting the Black Panther. And it's like, wow, Conan in Wakanda. I'm like, that's kind of cool because, you know, Wakanda's an ancient land too. and some of the history of Wakanda and the Black Panther mythos and stuff could kind of date to the Hyborian age in a sense. Like, it is not established that it has, but there's been, you know, Black Panthers in antiquity, you know? And I'm like, man, if it could date back to the Hyborian age, like, I might want to read that. But it turns out it's not in the Hyborian age, it's in modern Marvel age. Which I was like, oh, well, this is kind of what I didn't like. But it had already piqued my interest enough to go buy every issue of it. So I'm on 5. I haven't gotten to 5 yet. So I think it's 5 might, I don't know if it's the end. It might be, or there's another, you know, COVID fucked everything up. First of all, trying to get these issues was hard because shit's on lockdown. So I got it right the week before lockdown, which was good because now I have free time to read all of them. But somehow I still haven't finished it. So I'm on issue 4 now. But this is the review of issue 1. It starts off with Conan wandering a desert, which, you know, a lot of, if you know Conan, a lot of Conan stories start off like that. And you're thinking, well, is he coming upon, you know, Stygia, or if he's coming upon, you know, another one of these like subtropical desert lands? And it turns out it's Las Vegas. You know, and he's like, you know, Conan in Las Vegas is a little trippy. And, you know, you always have Arnold in your head, which is like kind of like the Terminator coming to LA in the first Terminator. Like, it kind of mirrors that in a weird way. Maybe it's just me being an Arnold fan. I don't know. But, yeah, and he's on a quest to get the Serpent Crown of Atlantis. And he doesn't know what he's doing. So he knows he needs to, like, heist something to be able to get resources to continue that quest. So he goes after an armored truck. And then he meets this chick that is actually trying to heist that armored truck, and they kind of team up. It turns out this whole plan is set up as a trap by Mephisto to kind of get Conan to get the Serpent Crown, because he needs Conan to get the Serpent Crown. Like, that's plot. Like, that's that's what Mephisto needs. For some reason, he needs Conan to get the Serpent Crown. And yeah, they heist it and they team up. And you know, she is actually, I forget her name. They don't mention it in the description. I just read the description to do a more solidified summary of it for you guys, but they don't mention her name in it. She's a really cool character that I wish I could see more of later. Who knows, maybe we will, or maybe we've seen before and I just haven't read comics like that. If you do and you've read this, or you read this after and recognize the characters, let me know in the comments, and look, I'll find a prize for you, for whoever can tell me who this character is, or if she is in fact part of the Marvel stable of characters. She is going after this dude that is in this like hell hotel. Like, it's just this weird Hellraiser type hotel scape. And she's trying to get this ring that was stolen from her friend by this rich guy, which is like, why would a rich guy steal it? You know, it sounds stupid, but if you read it, it actually plays well. But it's a hell hotel. And Mephisto's in it, and, you know. Then they reach the ring, Conan and this girl, and it's already been stolen from under them. In fact, this master thief took their assault on this hotel suite as a distraction. Who could be such an opportunistic thief, cunning and smooth? Then the Black Cat. So then it's like it kicks off to issue 2, where it's like, I'm already not really trying to do this Conan modern Marvel shit, but it's like gonna be Conan versus the Black Cat in issue 2. So of course I read issue 2. I love the Black Cat. I mean, she's sexy. Peter Parker had her. Like, you know, it's from a Spider-Man fan. Like, that's fucking tight. Like, I want to read more Black Cat. So yeah, that's what happens in issue 1. And honestly, like, I was real hesitant about Conan in the Marvel universe like this. Like I said, there was other ones that I was totally against. I thought they were stupid. Maybe, like, I'm gonna have to go read it. Since then, the reason I haven't read up to issue 5 of Conan and the Serpent Crown, Battle for the Serpent Crown yet, is because I went back and read The Life and Death of Conan, which is Jason Aaron's. Like, it's like, man, this is Saladin Ahmed is writing it. Is it Saladin? Yeah, it's Saladin Ahmed is the writer and Luke Ross is the artist. And the covers are done by Mahmoud Assar, which is, like, if you follow me on Instagram at Moses Magnum, I always post his art. Like, Mahmoud Assar is fucking amazing. And watching his process on Instagram is some of the, like, it actually makes social media worth it, you know, because it's not like I'm making money off it or anything. It's just, I just get to enjoy cool comic art. Mahmoud Assar, like, one of the best in the game right now. But Battle for the Serpent Crown, Conan, cliffhanger ending. He's gonna fight the Black Cat. Like, what more do you want? I spoke to his character type, and his character profile of, like, the misogynistic, strong, quiet man, killer, like, it actually makes for this kind of, I don't know if the other stuff that I haven't read is any good, but this one, Saladin Ahmed does a good job, because it kind of gives it a feel of that, like, fish out of water thing, or man out of time. Like, if you've read some of the cool Captain America stories where he's, like, old-fashioned kind of guy, idealist, like, it kind of plays with that in this with Conan, but it's like, it just does it well without it being, like, a crutch for Saladin Ahmed to, like, okay, I'm gonna play with Conan being a a fish out of water. Like, it's a fish out of water story without it having to be about the fish out of water. It's about him trying to get the Serpent's Crown. And yeah, this is it. Like, I give it a 4 out of 5. Like, I don't know what knocks it off from 5 to 4, but I think yeah, a 4 is good. I don't think I could. Maybe if I read the whole series and it ends amazing, I can do a whole 5 out of 5. But as of now, issue 1, 4 out of 5. You're gonna get maybe a review. The next review might not be a single issue review. It might be the whole thing, but that's up to you guys. If you just hit in the comment. As always, you know, for YouTube, I gotta do like and subscribe and bell and all that. Do it if you like it. Don't do it if you don't. Honestly, I don't really care. I just like talking in front of the camera and listening to my own voice. I'm my own best subscriber. But yeah, I'm Moses Magnum. This has been a Fraction of Forever one shot, and I promise you're gonna get more of these from the other guys, not just me, because I'm committing them to it with this video, because I know they're watching. But yeah, tune into the livecast Wednesday nights. We'll talk all sorts of shit. You can call in. It's live. It's interactive. Comment, and yeah, we do a lot of things in there that actually hinder me from talking about other things that I like. But anyway.